you keep touching it, you're gonna.
I don't think you can see it
So
on
we go
there.
live again. It should be.
Should I like walk away with the phone?
Well,
I don't think it was a phone
She's
though.
watching right now. Yeah, I don't think it was a phone. That was fucking weird. It came out of nowhere. Like, last time me and him did this, we didn't get no fucking ringing like that.
So you called him before?
Yeah, because
me and him tested it
he's
before.
been helping him out.
I mean, it looks good. You can't tell.
Mute your. Oh fuck! No, that's gonna be.
Can you hear the ringing?
It's because. So here's the thing. You would have to add me on to OBS if you have your mic going, or if you mute yourself on Skype, then you're not going to get that feedback. That's what that was. It's feedback from Skype. You're not going to get the feedback, but then our conversation is going to be just as laggy as me watching the YouTube video.
Yeah. I'm not getting any ringing right now. I think it was because I added you like midstream.
But you're not. I was say you're not running OBS right now, though, right?
Nah, nigga, we streaming right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you hear the ringing though?
No, I can't.
Alright, I'm
I'm
good now.
watching it.
Oh,
through
so
the
maybe
phone.
we just needed to start it before.
Everybody come back.
You already said bye to them.
You said everybody said bye.
No, but if they're subscribed, they'll get the notification that we're live.
Or if they.
Oh, one of them. Wait, no, that's Sean.
No, that's Vince.
Oh.
Oh.
I was gonna say something mean, but never mind.
Oh, that's.
I mean, it sounds good. It looks good. I mean, I like that.
Say what you were gonna say.
Let's get rid of the sectors.
Nah, those are the viewers. Can't talk about the viewers like that.
Oh, okay.
Is that it towards?
Yeah, I thought it was towards us.
Yo, if it's from
I'm like, just
go
say
ahead.
I don't think I should change anything. I think you don't want the black stuff to show up.
No, just those sidebars. That's all.
That was like an evil laugh. What the heck?
Because Davis just said, he's like, are you guys back on live?
I don't know. Go live if you want to see.
Sorry, Dave. Okay, so it's Sean's turn now.
Oh,
For him to give his little.
Intro.
We need to get them 5 viewers, though. I need to tell Davis, where are your 100,000 viewers?
Wait, this is like a 3-parter because we stopped the first time. Second.
It's all testing right now, and it's working fabulous. It sucks
Until
that
now.
Sean can't see it. That's the only shitty thing.
Oh, he can't?
But he sees us on YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's about a
Oh, it's a delay.
8 or 9 second
It's a
delay
little
though.
bit delayed there. Yeah, so.
No.
That sucks.
What's funny, so I got it on low latency, and it's still like a minute or 9 seconds. Still good though. Like we could kind of play Jackbox.
Huh.
No, we can't. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is anybody coming back?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, well, fuck it. This is for the audio log then. So what's up, man? What's going on?
Cold chilling.
Go chilling?
I thought he said Coachella.
Coachella.
You ready for the weekend?
I mean, I guess I got like mowed and fucking weedy and shit, but I guess.
That sounds
Nothing
so
exciting,
exciting.
like-
That sounds better than my weekend.
What do you have planned out?
Nothing. My mom's supposed to be coming tonight, and then she missed her flight. She's gonna come in at 7 tomorrow, and then leave early in the morning. So there goes my fucking enchiladas.
Don't you have enchiladas here?
No, they're not the same. No offense. No offense.
You
You
drinking?
still hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, I didn't know if it was using my headphone mic or not.
Oh, we got 2 viewers.
Our kid, watch our kids be watching it.
That'd be cool.
Vince type sounds.
They're all happy because I put that video on YouTube.
Oh,
The one
really?
I walked into, which one?
The one that you walked into.
Like when I went to the room?
No, this was in the car.
Yeah,
You
oh,
got what I
you singing?
need.
Oh yeah, when you posted it, that was really cute.
They're all happy. They're like, oh, that's on YouTube. Oh my god! Like they think they're famous now.
Oh, we should totally reshare it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it.
Maybe since no one's
Well, I put it
technically
up on full
watching,
thing.
we could bring
Yeah,
them
yeah.
on
So
right
I'll
now.
share it. Huh?
Since technically nobody's watching,
Oh, yeah, we
we
should
can have
bring-
them.
Are you okay with watching all the kids?
No, not all of them.
What do you mean? All three of
Dude,
them.
Milena's gonna
Yeah,
Milena
just
doesn't
make
have
the
to make
kid-
it.
Milena, go put some pants on.
No,
No, bring the kids here, and then we
Then-
just leave.
No, how about-
And the kids.
how about one at a time?
Alright, how about he gives his introduction about himself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Let's
that.
start with that.
first.
All right.
Take it away, Sean. It's all you do.
So hold up. What does this consist of? I joined like when you guys were finishing that.
Oh, what do you mean?
Wait, what?
What?
He joined when we
Like-
were
Oh.
talking about it.
Oh, no. Remember you said that we should all do like an introductions about ourselves and like talk a bit about us and like where we came from and
Oh, so just like a full little background thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
So now
what you
it's your
told us to
turn.
do? Yeah.
All right. So
That is cool with Scott Dave. You know what's up?
my name is Sean Atencio. As Ben mentioned earlier, both came from Lancaster Hospital. Lancaster represents 661. Let's see what else. Fuck, I don't know. I got one older brother. He's he got 7 years on me, so he's like, shit. Let me do my math real quick. 35 now.
Oh, wow.
And then Vince, my blood brother, and his brother Jimmy, my god brother. We all grew up together. And then both my parents, Terry and Gil,
Mhm.
still strong. 35 plus years of marriage.
Amazing people.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me fix my.
Wait, you got headphones on headphones?
Yeah, I do.
I thought they were wireless. What happened? Cheater.
Well, I got it set up right now.
He's like,
for
you
my
guys sound
laptop.
so horrible. I need to set
Basically, I'm using the mic for my smaller headphone set, and I got these ones for hearing.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
All right, so yeah, see, I did the whole school thing, high school thing, joined the Marines right out of high school when I was 17, turned 18 in boot camp while I was in.
Nice.
I was in for 5 years. I had a B billet, security forces. I stood in a fucking 8x8 box out on a pier and guarded nuclear submarines behind a fucking machine gun. Sounds crazy, but it's probably one of the most boring jobs I've ever had. I mean, it was important, I guess. I mean, we're guarding and shit, but that shit sucked. And then in my A billet, my primary MOS, I was infantry, 0341. I was a mortarman, so I got to drop big bombs down big tubes and make big explosions.
So, did you get to choose if you could go to Camp Pendleton or where you're at, or
That's
where
where
you were
that's
at?
where junior one.
So, funny story about that. I was, I don't know how you want to put this. Some people would call me a turd. So my thing was in the military, like, my biggest thing is I love the Marine Corps and what it stands for, but I hate the system and the people in it. I mean, there's corruption anywhere you go, but
Yeah.
difference is, the job I'm at now, if there's some corrupt motherfuckers that I'm working under, I'll fucking quit. I'll walk out. Can't do that in the Marine Corps. You're stuck. You're under contract. If you leave, then, you're deserting your country. And that's just a big no-no. So, I had a couple situations that came up. I got NJP'd, which is it's a non-judicial punishment. It's when they take your rank and pay when you get in trouble and shit. So I got NJP'd. I had my rank was taken away. I had half month's pay for 45 and 45 extra punitive duties. I was literally breaking fucking rocks with a sledgehammer in the hot sun.
What the fuck?
She was wild. And then I had a year non-rec. All this for having a female in my barracks room.
What?
Sergeant Major was like, you should have gotten a hotel room. And I was like, I live in the barracks. Like, that's my house. I eat there. I shit there. I sleep there. You know, this is where I live. This is my place. If I meet a young lady and I want to take her back to my house, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go to a fucking hotel like a scumbag.
Right.
You know, she was a classy lady, and I was trying to treat her like such. You know, so to speak. So,
Take it back to the car.
Yeah, I got in some trouble, and then that was really when I kind of reformed my opinion on the Marine Corps and its operations and the people in it and stuff. And you know, I got in trouble from here from time to time throughout my term, but I served my time proudly, represented myself in a proper manner, and I got out honorably. But it's in the past. There's certain aspects that I miss. You know, I miss the camaraderie. I miss my brothers. Miss people I served with. But as a whole, I fuck it. I would do it again.
You would or you wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Oh, were you active? I'm sorry. I just want to know. I don't know if you said that. Were you active or reserve?
I was active.
Active for how long?
5 years.
5 years.
Mm.
So you,
So
after 5 years, you were like, fuck it, I ain't re-enlisted.
So you
Yeah.
didn't go to Camp Pendleton.
so yeah, I was just gonna say. So back to that question. So during my
No,
NJP,
the first question.
I was first stationed in Washington State, and then that was my security force part. And then the second half of my term, I did infantry and ended up in North Carolina. But during my NJP, when I was like on restriction and stuff, it was right around the time I was leaving, and I had this Gunny Kelly. Yeah, I'll never forget that motherfucker. He was a cocksucker. He hated me, I hated him, and he was like, so he's like, you're from California, right? I was like, yes, Gunny. He's like, that's fucking Gunnery Sergeant to you. I'm like, okay, Gunnery Sergeant, yes. And he's like, how far do you live from Pendleton? I was like, shit, 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. He's like, oh, you'd probably like to be stationed out there, huh? And I already knew what was coming. I was like, yes, Gunnery Sergeant. He's like, well, let's see, what are the options? North Carolina, okay, that's the other side of the U.S. We'll send you there.
Dang,
So-
what a dick.
So I went to Camp Lejeune, and I was stationed out there for 2 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
So-
cool.
To answer your question, no, you don't really get a choice. Some people may, but not a E3. He doesn't really get a say, especially when he's in trouble and has to answer some dickhead.
Yeah.
Damn.
You shouldn't
So,
have gotten in trouble. I'm just kidding.
Just be
I
like,
mean,
I fucking
I was
hate
just-
that place. Hell no,
I
I
was
don't
just
want to go
I
there.
was just trying to get some tail.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest
Those
thing
are
is
my
like
questions. I already answered.
I have, you know, you hear the expression, someone says jump, you say how high.
Mm.
Someone says jump, I'm gonna ask why. You know, I don't just blindly follow orders for just because they're said because somebody's higher ranked than me. I
Yeah.
mean, I do and I don't. It depends. So, you know, the situation dictates, of course, but
Yeah, if you have
There's-
respect for that person, easy.
there's so many fucking just stupid shit that happens in the military that you're just like, man, why the fuck are we doing this? I mean, I remember we cleaning Humvees, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, rubbing the hoods of like Humvees with our thumbs to rub dirt off while it was raining outside.
What the fuck?
It's just, I can tell you a million examples, but just stupid shit like that. And you know, if you question that, you get in trouble. You know, you're like, hey, it's raining, and why are we using our thumbs and our fingers to rub dirt off when we can use like brushes and shit like that? And
In the
but you question your authority, then you get in trouble. So
Yeah.
you know, it's just dumb little shit like that. You know, I couldn't just keep doing that.
What?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Your
dude.
face.
Oh no, it reminds me of a podcast that I was listening to, and there was this military guy that was telling a similar story to something like that. That they had them out in the field, like doing unnecessary things in the heat, and they were forced to like wear their uniforms or whatever, and they were literally like dying. They had no water, nothing like that, And it just reminded me of what he was saying, how they have you make like do unnecessary things that you can't even question, or you'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they want that blind leadership that they have.
Yeah.
You gotta follow blindly.
I mean, you'll see it a lot of places, but military, especially, man, like, you got kids that were picked on as kids or bullied, and then they join the Marine Corps and they move up in rank, and all of a sudden they got power, and they're like, well, fuck, I'm in charge now.
Mm-hmm.
And the power gets to their head. It's easy to do when you pick up rank. You learn who your friends are too. I mean, I've known some people that were good friends of mine that, you know, I'd fucking go into battle with any day. But as far as friendship goes, you pick up rank and it changes you. I've had plenty of friends that just weren't friends after they picked up. They change and they turn into, you know, that NCO, the person that has to be the bad guy, basically. And they're like, hey man, I know we're friends, but I need you. I'm like, bitch, you wouldn't have said that fucking 3 weeks ago when you were my rank. And he's like, well, but now I'm a corporal now. I was like, so that changes you? He's like, yeah. And I mean, I get it. You gotta still be in charge, but like I said, some people just, it goes to their head, changes them, and not always for the better.
Unnecessary things is an everyday thing. I try to protect my Marines from stupid shit like that. I get blasted by my LT and Gunny every day because I don't play the fuck game. That's from Davis.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck games, yeah, that's what they are.
Wait, so what were you ranked at when you finished?
E3, Lance Corporal,
Oh.
Terminal Lance. Terminal Lance is a pretty big,
I was gonna ask, like, is that
pretty big thing. Yeah. You actually Google it. There's like a whole thing about it, pages and comics and all kinds of stuff.
And what is
He got it.
hero?
and what is David?
Wait, who
died
died
here?
hero? I'm like, who?
What?
I don't know, fucking Davis. He's like, he died a hero. Who died a hero?
Yeah,
That's weird.
that's crazy. So you would not do the Marines again? Would you probably do a different branch, or just in general you wouldn't do military?
I wouldn't do military again.
They're playing?
I mean, like I said,
Background,
miss-
like it sounds like a
I
guy's
miss-
talking in the
I miss
background.
camaraderie and my brothers and stuff, but I don't miss the system.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I got that. That makes sense. That's kind of how I feel about it.
So what do you do now? Do you use any of your military skills in the civilian life?
So after I got out in 2013, I worked maintenance for a little bit in the apartment complex because I like, you know, between my OCD and anxiety, as you can see, I can pull my beard out the time.
We should have
I
played
had-
that song before he came on.
I like doing stuff with my hands. I've always been in construction, so I did maintenance for a while, and that was cool. My ex-wife and I, we had a kid together, and after I was out, it was either move East Coast or West Coast, you know, stay closer to one of the families. She was from Pennsylvania, so since we were already in North Carolina, we're like, all right, well, we'll stay on this coast. Stayed out here, and then lived in Maryland, pretty close to DC, maybe 30 minutes away or so. I was out there for about 2 years or so, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, about 2 years. And then me and her split. I stayed out here because my kid's out here. And during those 2 years, I went to school for construction management, actually. And it's pretty bad, I hate saying this, but my last semester is actually right when I was going through my divorce, and I was kind of in a bad place, but I dropped out, and I'm one semester away from my degree, which I need to go back hopefully soon, but and since then, moved down to Virginia, and now I'm working at, called Quantico Tactical. It's a gun shop. I do gun shows and work in the shop, and you know, I get to play cool guns all day, and it's cool. It's fun. The pay is shit, but it's a decent job right now, and I'm getting by little by little.
Mm-hmm.
Struggle's real on everybody.
The struggle is unbelievably real.
Okay, so David said that it's a saying in the corpse if you get
And the
out.
core.
Oh,
That's how you say core.
oh my bad.
It's spelled.
Whatever. If you get out as what a
Lieutenant corporal.
yeah. It says you died a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you stayed long enough to pin on staff sergeant, then you live long enough to become the villain. Batman.
It's true. That's true.
So what is he?
David?
Is he currently in the Marines?
Yes, he's currently in the Marines.
Davis is your friend?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know where he's ranked at. If you want to share, Davis.
Just leave a comment below.
Yeah, just let us know.
So how old's your kid, man?
So my little man Maddox, he's 4. He'll be 5 next month.
Aww.
His name
Hey.
is Maddox?
Yeah, Maddox.
Does he start school this year?
No, he's just like me. He has that September birthday, so
Oh.
he just misses the cutoff for school, so he'll be starting a
That
year later.
was me. Vince, that was you too.
Mm-hmm.
No? You didn't miss your cutoff?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I missed mine. Oh, and he's active sergeant.
I'm born in December.
Wait, I thought it was any birthday after September.
Well,
It
like
depends on where you are, what schools too. I mean, some schools are different. They have different cutoffs, but that general time frame, September,
October.
whether it's the beginning of the month or end of the month, some schools are different, school districts.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to miss a year. I was supposed to graduate your year.
Yeah, but like I said, I graduated at 17.
Just a second.
Most people, on average, 18, but
Jimmy dad graduated 17.
Yeah.
Jimmy graduated 17.
Yeah, I graduated.
He's born 90.
Oh, then we're the same age. What?
Wait, is
I was born 90.
Daniel
October
his
10th.
older brother?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7 years.
Oh.
Daniel's Nunya is older.
Really?
That's it. It's just him and Daniel.
And
I don't know why. To me, it always seemed like I always thought he was the
I know.
oldest. I always thought he was the oldest. And Daniel was the little one.
Not that he looked old, but
I never
I'm
met
just
him. I never met him. I only met his brother.
Jeanette met him. We went to his 21st birthday party
okay.
and his wedding.
It was his 21st birthday party?
Yeah, remember? We stopped at his 21st.
Yeah, I remember.
He was like, "Holy fuck! I didn't think you guys were gonna come." Like, fuck, I missed that shit.
And how old are you?
That's a big
I'm gonna be
party.
27.
Yeah, that shit was tight, dude. That was a dope ass fucking party.
He's older.
He's older. Yeah, he was born 89.
Yeah, of course I am.
Of course I.
Hey, tell him about those dolls, dude.
No.
Dolls?
Just kidding.
Oh, Joy doesn't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
tell
missed
Joy.
out on our podcast.
Yeah, she
so
doesn't
this is
fucking
not
watch
fair.
Yeah.
So tell Joy about your
Well,
dolls.
here now. I'm in the podcast.
so
Check this out.
yeah, there was a Chucky doll, and then what was the other one? Charlie, something McCarthy or some shit. Whatever that was from, Goosebumps or something.
Yeah, the
Goosebumps.
puppet. We were just talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents had these fucking dolls,
The puppet.
and they thought it'd be a cool
Creepy
idea to
already.
fuck with us when we were little kids and scare the shit out of us. And just one time I can't remember exactly what happened. I got super terrible memory too. But something along the lines of they'd put it in my room at night and shit. So I went in for bed, and I just remember literally running through my house screaming because I didn't want to go into my room. I walked in, turned the light on, and the fucking doll was sitting there on my bed. I'm like, oh fuck this, I'm out. Took off screaming, I started crying and shit.
Oh,
I don't even remember how old we were, young fuck.
that's
Yeah, we were at least like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
It's like
And
surprised
just
it's like-
randomly.
I remember the day
Just
I
right there.
first saw them. He took me over to his house because you gotta check these out.
Even the dolls by itself is creepy.
Yeah, and they were
Like,
sitting in the
oh.
kitchen. He was like, looking. I was too afraid to go to his house. He goes, no, don't worry, they're not real. And he walked up and he fucking kicks one in the face. I'm like, don't do that.
Just go back and find you.
Vince is like, stop before they kill us.
Hey, it apparently pops up again. That's why.
Shit, this one time, speaking of parents scaring, my dad, man, he watches this one day. He'll probably get a laugh at this. So, my dad was always, growing up, my dad was always like kept up with current technology, and he's kind of a techno,
He's a
like
tech geek.
a geek. I don't know what you want to say. Yeah, geek. He always had like nice electronic stuff, and we had this badass surround system, man, back in the day. And
Hell no.
there's this fucking movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it had this wolf that was laying in the middle of the road, and my dad had already saw the movie. I mean, he already knew what was gonna happen, but I'm a little fucking dumbass kid, tiny and shit, and he was like, "Oh, let's fucking get Sean. This will be funny."
Oh,
So
No.
this wolf was laying in the middle of the road, and everyone thought it was dead. And the dude in the movie starts walking up to it real slow, and he
Oh,
gets
no.
like face to face with him, and dead silent, and then it just like wakes up real quick. And of course, like on scary movies, it's super fucking loud, and then my dad had a surround sound. And I remember sitting on the couch, and I jumped up off the couch. I was screaming. I ran down the hallway into my room to go hide in my room. I went in my room, and it was so dark in there, and I couldn't get my light on fast enough. And I got scared, and I started crying. And I got even more scared because it was darker in there. So I started running back down the hallway in the living room, and that fucking wolf was still on the TV, and I was just screaming, running back and forth.
Oh, because you
Like a
didn't light and then you came back, the wolf was there.
It's like all
That
this build
sucks,
was
man.
all this
I'm surprised you
fear
didn't.
was building up.
Jesus.
I didn't know where to go.
Nothing's safe in my house.
Just close your eyes.
Run out.
Not
Yeah.
even.
And it was
You
dark
gonna see the
out.
wolf
We couldn't go
outside.
outside.
Oh,
If it
yeah.
was daylight, I definitely would have, but I didn't know where to go. I was so scared, I just started crying.
He panicked.
No.
How old did you say you were?
I don't know. I must have probably around the same time frame. I was 5, 6, maybe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they get
It's
you.
fucked up. I remember one time I was little like Milena, like 4, and my dad put a grasshopper on me. He goes, "No, it's fake. No, it just clips on your shirt."
Oh,
And he put it on me.
fuck
And I was
that.
like, "Oh shit, it's fucking huge." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." And he put it on me, and then fucking thing goes. And I took off screaming. I was running. I was looking at it. I thought I was safe, and it just creeped up a little closer to my shoulder, so I couldn't see it. But I didn't realize it was there, and I thought it was okay.
You
And
thought
I
it
looked back,
flew.
and it was still there. I was like, "Oh," I took my shirt off. It was so fucking scary. I screamed my ass off.
And you guys make fun of
Big
me over
ass fucking
spiders.
grasshopper. Fucking grasshopper like this. It was fucking huge as shit.
And I get made fun of over spiders.
Yeah, because you screamed like somebody died.
Like murder.
Really?
Dude, there was one time, because we all used to live in one house together. There's me, Jeanette, my son, her, Jimmy, her little girl, and fucking Valerie and Levi. We all used to live in a house together with my mom and dad. And this fucking in like 3 o'clock in the morning.
It was not 3
Really?
o'clock. It was like 12 at night.
Bloody fucking murder, dude.
It was like
One
Which
of those
house?
screams
The
like
Chicago?
Yeah.
yeah, like a scream like in fucking like Blair Witch Project, bro.
Oh my god.
Everybody wakes up because we think like somebody just died.
This
And
is from
she's
his point
freaking out
of view,
from us.
right?
One
We were
fucking
part of-
No,
spider.
that's what we heard.
Yeah, that's
We're
what I'm
like,
saying. This is from your guys' point of view.
Why
Because
was it
my point of
attacking
view,
you?
it was, okay, I had the light on and my phone was right here on my nightstand. And it went like this and the spider was right here. On my fucking
How
phone.
big was it?
Almost, I don't even know because I freaked out. I'm like,
how did you not see it get up?
because I didn't turn on the light.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I would have felt the same way if it was like a roach.
See, it's a cockroach.
It's a cockroach, just cause like, ugh, like
I don't like them. I don't like anything that has more legs than I do.
I'm just very thankful that after 3 years of being here, we have not had any cockroaches or anything.
Knock on wood.
My
Yeah,
roommate's
isn't
was
that
scared
one
spiders too.
What? What? What do you say?
His roommate was
Oh.
afraid of spiders. You fuck with him with that shit?
Yeah.
I would.
That's fucked up.
I would.
No, I had.
Oh, hell no. Oh, look. Wait. Oh.
Scare him.
Be like, dude, there's a
That's
spider
fine,
right there.
dog. No, it's not. Bet. Where? It's right there, by your leg.
Get it, dude, get it. No, he can't even hear us.
Where? It's on your pants.
No, it's not.
It just went down.
Down here?
Nah, spoil.
Hey,
And Loki was freaking out.
Milena had me freaking out last night. Milena's like, there's a spider. I'm like, where's the freaking spider? It turns out to be an ant. And I'm like freaking out, like, where's the freaking spider? Trying to find the spider.
There's one like coming down from the roof earlier, and
Oh.
he was like, "Yo, there's a fucking spider." I was like, "Where is it?" He's like, "His dick was like dangling right in front of his TV." He just got up, threw all his shit on the floor, and went upstairs.
I would too.
You can tell he was kind of freaking out. He was like, where?
He's like, where?
Yeah.
Where?
He didn't want to. He's like, he has the camera on me, but it's somewhere here. Where?
He wanted
I
to
don't
like,
think
fuck
he
with
knew.
her.
I don't think he knew.
Yeah.
I feel like if you would have kept going with it, he would have been like, where? Where is it?
It just went below the cushion.
Got some big ass spiders around here too.
Oh hell! And this is Virginia, right?
Those human spiders.
Yeah.
How big are? What's the biggest spider you've seen out there?
Let me guess. This big.
Probably like out here, probably like the size of my palm, maybe.
Oh hell no!
Like I stepped on a fucking black widow that size, and I was working on it one time.
That hand?
Yeah. That bitch is a black widow.
It's crazy though. There's not really any black widows out here. I remember, Lancaster and growing anywhere out in California, really, then they're fucking everywhere out there. I found one the other day outside. That's like the only one I've seen in probably a couple years. I don't really see a lot of black widows out here.
Yeah, I fucking killed one at work, dude. I fucking slipped. That's how juicy it was.
It was probably pregnant.
I was like throwing my ass, stepping on it. I was fucking
It
helping.
was juicy.
I was helping my boss clean up the back, and I fucking grabbed this thing and I
I just
moved it.
got fucking
And my boss there goes, "Oh my god, what the fuck is that?" And I was like, "Oh shit, this is a giant fucking black widow."
I remember you sending me a picture.
He goes, "No fucking way." I'm like, "Dude, it's fucking black widow." He goes, "Kill that shit." I'm like, "You kill it." He goes, I'm the boss. You kill that shit." I'm like,
Derek.
"Fuck that."
Oh, man.
I was like, "You buy me lunch, I kill that motherfucker." Dude.
And
He was
then
alright,
he
and I
steps
go to step on it, and I step on it. I'm like,
Oh hell no!
it's like stepping on a water balloon.
Ooh.
crazy.
No.
With those.
Man, I freaked out when the guys wouldn't check the fucking furniture when they would bring it back and it had bed bugs on it. Oh my god!
That is
It's
disgusting.
gross.
That is disgusting. That would happen.
Hated bringing
It was
that
the
shit
worst.
That
One time
happened.
I was bringing a set out and I'm like, this shit has fucking bed bugs. And then
Where?
no,
At
it's not
Decatur?
Yes.
When
Then
I wasn't there?
you were gone
How
already. You
did
had
you
Ellis.
know? How did you know?
I could fucking see them.
Yeah.
I could see them on the fucking dresser.
This is gonna be amazing.
Oh my god. I was
Dude,
like,
we get sent out there. It sucks to get sent out there. Like a customer be like, "There's fucking bed bugs on my fucking bed or on my couch or whatever. You guys give me bed bugs." No, we didn't. Right? So I'd have to go out there and verify, and then fuck, infested with fucking bed bugs.
and you want to
I had
go
to
in there
take
with a
pictures.
fucking suit and
Right?
shit.
And I'd have to take pictures of it, right? And then a fucking month would go by, and then we'd have to go back out there to pick that shit up. So we'd have to get it out of their house full of bed bugs. You have to get it out of their house, get it downstairs, stand it up, wrap it all in fucking plastic, so we can put it in the truck without infesting the truck with bed bugs, and then we go back to the fucking shop, and we'd have to spray ourselves down with
Yeah,
bug spray.
I had to get.
Then I had to do the rest of the day like that. And then
Yes. Yes, I got
How many
sprayed.
times did that happen?
Smoking like 6 times.
Well, he was a
dude.
delivery guy, so
Yeah.
everyone wanted
That's-
him.
How do you?
We had to take a class for bed bugs.
There's only one time I've never returned something because it had blood on it.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to get back a mattress and it had blood on it.
Oh
Fuck
hell
that
no!
shit, dude.
Hell
I hate
no!
that shit.
We don't even
No
know that's
offense.
period.
Exactly.
Someone could have been murdered on
It's
that
like
bed.
vagina juice.
You're over here
What
talking
up with your
about
juices? You got some bug juice, vagina juice. What's next?
blood juice.
Butt juice.
Yo, Vince,
What's
I
up?
just sent you a picture. I came across this the other day. And
It reminded him of you.
it's the whole we're talking about like the last podcast, and it's a good one. It's a good question. I'll hold it up to the screen. I don't know if it will be clear enough, but I sent it to Vince too. Anyway.
I bet.
I haven't got anything yet.
Oh, what does it
That's
say?
fine.
Would you drink a month-old warm milk from this for 1,000? Hell no, not for 1,000. Hell no.
With
Maybe
that, I would.
500. No, hell no, not even 500. You could die.
500 is less.
That's
than 1,000.
disgusting.
No, I go 5,000.
Why would you
The
say
pan is
500?
like made out of it looks like it's like human skin. There's like hair on top and
It's made
shit.
out of a fucking ball
There's like
sack.
moles and a band-aid on it.
Ugh.
It looks like someone's been
I-
telling
It's
that.
made from a nut sack.
It's definitely
That's
pubic hair for
fucking
sure.
gross. I don't know, would you do it? I mean, nothing. I mean, you seem like you would be down to do it for $1,000.
See, but this is a more reasonable question because it's not like a lot of the ones you guys were asking were like for $1 million. I'm like, I'll fucking pretty much do anything for $1 million.
Oh,
But
so you'd even drink that for $1 million?
for $1 million, fuck yeah.
Ugh.
I can't
Are you
drink
kidding me?
I wouldn't.
Wait, the whole
Milk
thing?
alone would fuck my
The whole
stomach.
Like that's all you. That's your only type of. That's everything that you drink out of is from that thing.
for the rest of
For
your
the
No,
life.
rest of
just,
your life.
you gotta drink just one milk for a month out of that. Old warm milk.
No, I
Not
can't.
for $1 million though.
Not for
I would
1,000.
say-
I can't do
I
that
mean,
shit for
I'd
1,000.
probably puke every time, but I would do it for $1 million. Yeah, no question. For 1,000, that's then you start contemplating it. I
For
don't
a
know,
day.
like, work
For a
it
day.
that way?
For a day.
No.
Do you do it for a day?
For 1,000?
No, you. I'm asking you. You gotta play this game too.
I'd probably do it for maybe a week.
No.
Joy
For
said she
1,000.
would suck a fart out of What's-his-face's butthole.
For $5? No, I'm just
Just to
kidding.
date, just to date him. There's like Harry from fucking One Direction or some shit.
What
She
the?
was like, yeah,
When
I'll
did
suck
I
a fart
ever
out of
say
it.
that?
She's like, maybe a Beatles. Maybe Paul
How do you
McCartney,
know
right?
One Direction?
You wouldn't do
singer
Paul
name?
McCartney?
Because it's
Maybe
that movie
John
Dunkirk.
Lennon.
We
Really?
wouldn't even talk about it.
Well, John Lennon's like, I think it's a favorite John Lennon.
But then,
Dude, my
Oh, okay.
cheek
Okay.
is hurting.
Dang,
Between
Paul
them.
McCartney's not up there for you?
I can't
That's just
decide.
crazy. It's
I
just
can't
crazy.
decide. I can't.
Because a lot of people, the first person that they say is Paul McCartney.
No, I say John
Oh.
Lennon or George
Yeah,
Harrison.
by the way,
Look
look,
at
look
you.
Liz.
Yeah.
Just to tell you,
Karen. No.
South Korea Technical Academy. It does not say Botech. So yours doesn't say Botech either.
Man, it probably doesn't.
Trust me.
Karen, halfway through the argument.
I'm like,
It was.
It probably doesn't.
Was it?
Trust
Dude, that vacuum keeps tripping me out. I think it's the kids. Like corner of my eye, I just see something there.
Alright, it starts fucking moving.
Oh,
Oh,
really
it's
creepy.
creepy. Hey,
The door.
fuck, is there any ghosts there?
Same hand.
Hey, what?
Any ghosts?
Have you had anything creepy happen?
Or aliens or anything?
Wait, do you believe in that? Do you believe in like ghosts?
So that's a pretty weird subject for me.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily closed-minded to it, but that's not to say that I fully believe.
Oh.
But I have had some pretty crazy shit happen to me that, like when I hear stories about basically what happened to me, like if I were to hear that from somebody else, I'd be like, okay, you're just fucking stupid. But
You're just stupid. Your story's not real.
Write it off.
Yeah.
You're fucking
I'm like,
idiot.
okay, that shit's okay. That's fucking nah. But like, so I'll explain this real quick. So one night, and it could be called they call it fucking, what do they call that shit?
Abduction?
I forget. Anyway, so I was laying in bed one night,
Sleep
and
paralysis?
yeah.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. Okay,
That's
continue,
never-
continue,
anyway.
but continue. Sorry.
Yeah, it was, okay, so I was laying in bed and I was facing the wall because my bed was against the wall. I was facing the wall, laying on my side, and then I had my back turned and there was, I actually had a chick next to me that was laying in bed. And I remember, so basically looking kind of over my shoulder on, basically standing right next to my bed, I saw like a shadow, like a dark figure or a silhouette of like a, big ass human. And it was the same thing. Like I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And I was like, am I fucking dreaming? I was like, no way, like this is way too real. I was like, I'm definitely awake. And I remember I had my laptop on, in the background because I was using that as like a little TV. So like there was just a small little light being emitted. And I just saw this fucking shadow standing over my bed, like pretty much looking at us. And I was like defenseless. I couldn't move, couldn't talk. I remember trying to move my arm down to like bump her to wake her up and tell her to like kick this fucker in the head or something,
Oh
but
my god.
I'm gonna lay
I
here. You handle that.
I couldn't do anything. And then like after a couple of minutes, like I remember I was like, I mean, I'm a fucking grown ass man at this point too, but I was so fucking scared because I just didn't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, this is definitely fucking real. Like I'm awake right now,
Yeah.
but I couldn't do anything.
That
And
does happen too. Like,
so yeah, that was pretty much that situation. Then I kind of snapped out of it, and when I did snap out of it, I ended up moving my arm. And I fucking smacked her, and I rolled over real quick. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Did you not fucking see that dude standing there?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" She started freaking out. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "This is gonna sound crazy. I can't say what I just saw." I'm like, "Nothing. I think I had a bad dream or something."
but
Where was this at?
This was actually in Washington State in one of my barracks rooms.
That's so crazy. He just said, was this in the barracks?
mind reader.
Maybe David
It
saw the
happens
same one.
to him.
Maybe David saw the same dude.
Something happened to me like that with Jeanette, but there was a scorpion in the bed. And I
Oh,
swear
hell no.
to God.
Was it real?
There was a fucking scorpion like this fucking big, dude, in my bed.
Wait, okay, so this is like the guy, right? There was
Okay,
no
so
real
Instead
there-
of
Bro,
instead
what
of
was
you.
But I fucking jump out. I wasn't paralyzed like that. I fucking got up. Like,
He was asleep.
I went from laying down, I did like a backflip to get up,
Yeah.
right?
That's all like.
Jeanette had me pinned up to the wall like this, and I couldn't get up any other way, and I flipped up, and I stood up, and I was just a fucking scorpion, and I was freaking out, dude. I was sweating, and I was like, I fucking lifted up the mattress, I took up part of the whole room, looking for this fucking
And
scorpion,
I'm like, dude.
and it didn't exist.
Oh.
That's
There's
It's fucked up how your
I-
mind can play
I've
tricks
never
like that
tried
sometimes too,
Dude,
though.
okay, here's another funny thing. Here's another funny one that happened to me. Hold on, was it my boy was 2'6" and he told me a very similar story, same tall shirt. Oh, that's fucking scary.
in the same.
But was it in Washington, though? Was it in Washington?
Damn.
If it is, then that's how you know someone's stalking you.
Um,
That's
So, okay, remember how we were living in Gibson, right? And I was sleeping on the couch?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
there was
yeah.
this one time where I was sleeping, and I swear to God, water was hitting me in the forehead like this.
You did say
And I
that.
fucking ran to my mom and dad, like, the fucking roof is fucking leaking.
I
dude.
remember
There's
that.
something wrong. My mom, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, it's fucking raining outside. This roof is fucking leaking on me. And they're like, it's not raining outside. There's no water. What are you talking about?
No,
I'm like,
it wasn't.
no, there's fucking water dripping on me like that. And I felt like I was soaking. I was like, look, the couch is it's soaking wet. And he's like, dude, you're fucking crazy tripping. I'm like,
I remember that. I do remember that
It's
incident.
probably you're just sweating.
No,
It sounds
it-
like something was like drooling on
Or
you.
maybe there was just a big ass demon drooling above him.
Yeah.
fucking jacked off on my face.
Ew!
It's the worst of it, dude.
Give me that demon seed.
Fucking demons.
We need to come up with a shot like that.
Oh, dude. Make it look like fucking, fucking,
Semen.
you know, the shit you put on cinnamon rolls?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The process.
That's great.
Demon cinnamon rolls?
I
Dude, next time I go to the fucking, like, in the mall, I'm like, yeah, give one of the extra demon cinnamon. Like, what? You hook that shit up, you know.
I got that last time here. What's
Some of that devil cum right there. Get some of that shit. It's bad for you.
And then what if they actually come up with something like, all right,
Oh hell no! They already had the request before. Sure, I got you.
Sean went there before you. I'm just kidding.
Just some big ass demon in the back, just fucking jerking
Open
off.
away.
It's like I got some more demon seed for the buns.
Right. That's just so
That was
nasty,
gonna
dude.
make the sound. I was gonna go. That's disgusting.
We can't help it though. You gotta have that extra shit on there. Like when you go and you see them like at the store and they're only like $1, it's like you look for the one with the most on there.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Cinnamon rolls.
Oh! I'm like, what store? What type of store?
Hey, you watch Rick and Morty?
Man, so like I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes and it's just dope as fuck, but I haven't started watching all of them yet.
You need to.
Fucking
It's a good. It's a
I
good
love
show.
fucking Rick and
What?
Morty.
Rick and Morty?
Oh.
You watch it?
He should just join. Since we hear him in the background.
He said what? Rick and Morty what?
For a moment, we thought that was a ghost. Me and Jen were trying to figure out the background person. We thought we were tripping.
No, I mean, you never watching your videos that you posted on YouTube. We're tripping out on him.
Well,
Did I post them?
Yeah, because he did a fucking little video vlog of being stuck on a fucking roller coaster.
You were stuck on a roller coaster?
were you actually stuck on there?
Hell yeah.
That
Yeah.
is my
Biggest fear?
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
Listen
terrifying.
to the story.
Alright, go ahead.
I mean, there's not much to it. We're on the Riddler's Revenge, and we're just going up over this little bend part, and it like slowed down
Watched it.
and kind of rolled backwards.
Oh.
And for the first like 20 seconds, I was like, "This is part of the ride," but when it came to a complete stop, I was like, "Nah, this ain't it."
Yeah, there's no
And,
engine on there. This shit works out all momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, the shittiest part was like, we were like at a like 45-degree angle, so everyone's like leaning to the side, and it was like in the middle of summer. It's fucking hot. I'm bald as fuck, so I was getting sunburnt. And at one point, I ended up taking my shirt off, wrapping around my head like a little turban, and they couldn't get to us because of where we were on the ride, and there's a bunch of fences. They ended up having to break these iron fences down in order to get the trucks in, so they can get the cherry pickers up. But we were there for fucking 45.
Oh, hell no.
4 hours, 4.5 hours. 5
What?
hours.
I thought he was gonna say 45 minutes.
That's what yeah.
5 hours.
I started saying that, I don't know why. It was like 4.5 hours or so.
That is crazy. Hell no. Did you
That's
sue?
a crazy experience.
Nah, but they gave us some t-shirts and some mugs.
Oh yeah,
What does that do? I'd be like, I want a refund. This
They
ain't
gave
worth
us
shit.
a set of tickets so we can come back once, which
Oh,
pretty
so
much
the
said,
next
"That's
time-
fuck this place."
Get stuck.
So I can get stuck on another roller coaster?
Right?
Yeah,
All
right.
those people there are
It's-
comped. No, just-
You know what's super crazy? So after I posted that video, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called I forget. It's it's like a show that this dude does. It's on YouTube. It's like cool places to be, and then he does like shows where cool places not to be.
Okay.
And he saw that video and he's like, "Hey man, can I feature your video?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man!" He ended up sending me a book too. The book's actually pretty sick. Just places all around the world, like dope ass places. But on his video, it's like they're like little, 15-second clips of where not to be, and it showed us, and it was like a little part where I'm like, it showed me little hourly updates. I was like hour 3, still stuck. I like put the camera down. I'm like, fire trucks can't really get in here. They're gonna break down some fences. Like hot,
Dang.
sunburnt, and then they got one guy that had a fucking little thing on his back with a bunch of umbrellas. He was like rappelling on the track. He went around the whole bend, like fucking hooking on, switching over, and ended up giving us all umbrellas. Which I still got the umbrella. It's pretty cool. It's the Justice League one. It's a really big one.
Tight.
That was like the best part of it, I guess.
I got a free umbrella.
We didn't even
That's
get there
your way
until
up
like
there.
3 hours in, so.
That's gnarly, dude.
That's crazy. I don't think I'd ever want to get stuck in a roller coaster or the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Weren't you and
Yeah.
Me,
Janessa?
Jeanette, Steph, Vince.
Okay, that too, because I feel like I
Corey.
can't breathe.
Claustrophobic,
Yeah.
Right. And Ruben, too, huh? Ruben, right?
Frankie.
Frankie. Yeah,
And
we all
that
got, we
many
got stuck in
people on the
elevator for like
elevator.
5 hours.
At the Monte Carlo, no?
But didn't they give you like free tickets or something?
A buffet.
Oh,
And
okay.
Nisi got mad.
No, and didn't Nacy call him back and get you guys the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nacy's like, this is unacceptable.
I would too.
Yeah,
I
that
need
was
everything. I need a whole freaking casino.
It's funny too because situations like that, you see how people react under pressure. There's like
That's true. I've always
a couple
thought
ladies or a couple rows behind us. There's like these ladies that were just fucking crying almost the entire time. And
because I thought they're gonna die.
I don't know what they thought, but and then there's a dude up front that was fucking Billy Badass. It's like, man, I'm about to just fucking climb out of here and fucking climb down. And Just all kinds of different
Take that
situations.
motherfucker on. Hey, dude, if you jump off, do a flip, bro.
Yeah, right?
Hey, if you get down, bring me a ladder.
And the dude up front was talking so much shit too. He's like, "Man, when are you gonna get ourselves off the front?" And he was being a dick, and he was like telling the people that were crying, he's like, "Just calm down and shut the hell up." And he was being a super dick. And I went because I was actually the second one off because they went right to the middle, and they got me off, and I'm like, "Hey, man." It's like, that dude up front's a fucking asshole. It's like, you guys should save him for last. He's like, all right. No
All
shit.
right.
They got him off last too. But, I mean, they heard it the whole time. It's not like, you know, they heard exactly what he was saying. I was like, yeah, that dude's a dick. He's been talking shit the whole time. You should get him last.
Yeah, fuck that.
Maybe he's been stuck on quite a few rides, so he
This is
knows
like
the
the
drill.
fucking fifth time I've been stuck on the same
I'm
fucking
telling you,
ride.
all those people
He
over
goes
there were
back to
pumped
that. He goes
Well,
back
it's funny
to
too
for the
because
free tickets.
I don't know if it's the same ride or
You
not,
know
but
what?
one of the rides at that Six Flags previously did the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at something online, and a year later, it's almost exactly a year later too. That exact same ride, the same River of Revenge one.
Like 5 times. No.
Same thing. It
He's
got
got a
stuck.
mustache.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's yeah, I'm definitely never going back there. Place sucks.
That does suck.
Do you have plans of ever leaving Virginia and going back to California?
Depends on the situation with my kid.
Gotcha.
Well, once he's, you know, I don't know. We'll see. If things change when he's older and he can choose where to live, you know, if he wanted to come with me, I mean, I would like to come back out there, but I'm here for him right now, and he's not going anywhere, so I'm not going anywhere.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, my child is over there, so
She don't leave my fucking house.
she's hungry. So I'm gonna go pick her. I'm gonna take her to get something.
Wow. It's time to take you home?
Hmm?
Time to go home, yeah. Alright, man.
Nice meeting you.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Liz is gonna go. She has to take Jesney home, and I gotta take Joy home. She can't count.
Alright.
Sorry, dude. Dude,
Yeah.
we'll get next week, though.
Yep, nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you, Sean.
Fucking mouse sucks.
Sean.
Sean Tenzio. Alright, man. Later, dude.
Take care, guys.